The floods in New South Wales. Flood emergency special edition of the Daily Telegraph tomorrow. Sydney braces for impact as North counts the cost. Deep trouble is the headline. And let's go to the Sydney Morning Herald now. These photos, Tanveer, are just incredible. Get out now. SES personnel assist people in rising floodwaters at Mulgoa. Oh, no, you have to correct me because you're the local. Mulgoa Creek yesterday. And again, this issue, I really think this yarn by Lucy Cormack, Jenny Noyes and Michael Cosio on the Sydney Morning Herald is really interesting because it talks about the flooding, which has reignited feud over the dam wall. The deadly storm system that has left a trail of devastation along Australia's eastern seaboard is now threatening major flooding in significant areas of Sydney as it moves south. Evacuation orders have been issued by residents in the city's southwest ahead of torrential rain coming again tomorrow. Now, I guess it takes us back to this time last year, right?
Well, it's true. We've had floods for quite a while. Interesting, and my workplaces is in the Richmond, that area, not far from that area.
Right.
So I remember when this happened, fairly recently.
Yeah.
I had quite a few patients couldn't even make my surgery, and there's a very good chance that'll happen to me tomorrow as well when I go into work. So this always brings up the politics of the dam and lifting the wall, and that's come up here as well. So, and now, both of you and I came here in heavy rain and it's predicted to be even heavier through the night. So if this flood gets any worse, particularly in metropolitan Sydney, there'll be, panic stations, I think.
Well, do you think that this is going to, just like, I guess, the fires of 2019, 2020 were a pretty stark wake-up call during the New South Wales election and by-election and things like that. Do you think that this could be a potential election issue for the federal government, considering local governments are now saying you needed to spend more of that emergency relief fund, national disasters are a really big deal?
I'm not sure. I wonder if we've hit our limit,
I know,
Jenna.
well, how much
there's a part of me
sort of,
we've got pandemic, Russia. These floods are terrible, but I feel like there's almost people are sort of like, oh, okay, another disaster. I don't know.
Roll with it.
I don't know. I think people will roll with it and they'll come out the other side. But there's still a bit to go with these floods, so it'll be interesting how it plays out over the coming days.
Yeah.
But I'm not convinced it'll be a central issue.
Yeah, I think it's interesting times ahead. Also, tens of thousands of Sydney-siders were ordered to get out now or put on evacuation alert last night as senior government members used the deluge to bolster a $1.6 billion plan to raise the Warringah Dam wall. New South Wales Deputy Premier Paul Toole said the authorities' worst fears had been realised and warned anyone affected by the floods in March last year to leave their homes immediately.